Welcome everyone, this is the 31 Days of Dread, and I am your host, Peter A. DeLuca, aka PAD, and this is where we do one horror movie a day for the entire month of October. That's 30, if you can't count, that's 31 movies celebrating the greatest genre of them all, the greatest experimentational platform of them all, the greatest young filmmaker discoverer of them all. It is horror, 31 days coming at you. Look out, ghouls and ghosts, it gets spooky. Alright everyone, coming out of that intro hot, this is what I call the telethon portion of the podcast. This is where I pitch myself to you for your support. Your support means everything to me because we're fighting, the AKAPAD army is fighting against algorithms everywhere. Algorithms, I ate some cereal earlier today, I dumped it into my bowl and it was full of algorithms. Okay, bad joke. Alright. Sharing this podcast, telling your friends about it, leaving comments, leaving reviews. This is how we grow AKAPAD's audio audacity. Your support there is more valuable than anything other than like a high five in person, because I'd love a high five in person. Welcome back to the 31 Days of Dread. I am Peter A. DeLuca, your boy, your host, aka the Eclectic One, aka the Hot Sauce. Here we go. We're talking the 2004 Frankenstein. Yeah, if you're into a long pause and you don't know what I'm talking about, well, either did I. This was a random Amazon Prime click. I like 2004. I'm like, I saw that. I'm like, what? There wasn't a Frankenstein movie that I was aware of in 2004. And then I saw the director, Marcus Nispel. He's like one of my favorites. So it was completely surprising. 2 viewings later, I'm here to talk to you about it. This movie is a made for USA Network movie, premiered October 10th, 2004, starring Vincent Perez. You know who he is, right? Parker Posey. How about Adam Goldberg? How about Michael Madsen? How about Dean Kootz? His version, this update on Frankenstein, or like continuation of Frankenstein, led into a movie, a projected series, and a comic book series. And I remember when the comic book series came out. At the time, look, we're meshing things together, but I was confused about the 2004 comic book and the 2014 Frankenstein. I thought they were all Dean Kootz. I thought they were all the same. The Dabble brothers, I believe it was drawn by Brett Booth. These are the people behind the comic book. Yeah, so why is this awesome? Why is this special? Why is this a must watch for you? Very, very simple. Look, I say this a lot. If we just remade Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, you know, I spoke about the Kenneth Branagh movie a couple years ago, if you all don't remember that. And, you know, we apply it to, old-timey stuff. People running around with rags. Lots of wood. Okay? You see my point? And we can put people in these roles. We can put capable, beautiful actors and actresses in these roles. But there's a level of interest that erodes. There's a level of connection that's not there. Now, that doesn't mean versions, like realistic throwback versions, are not going to be attempted. They will always be attempted. But the updates are the big news, because here's the thing. Things have to look fresh. They have to look new. They have to move at a certain speed. Visually, they have to be there. This is what's going to carry on the idea, the franchise. This is what's going to go forward. I mean, if you don't understand the brilliance of the Tom Holland, Andrew Garfield, Amazing Spider-Man, or the Robert Pattinson, the Batman, to what they're actually doing to the longevity of these characters, then you don't understand how to sustain the property in the public consciousness, how to sustain something within the culture. You just don't get it. This movie is a made-for-TV movie, so it's going to be a little bit rough. The editing, the pacing, you're designing it around 5 commercial breaks. It's rough. We're also smashing a novel down into a singular narrative. This is a part of a 5-novel series, by the way. Frankenstein, Prodigal Son, City of Night, Dead and Alive, Lost Souls, and Dead Town. The whole premise for this movie is that Dr. Frankenstein never died. He continued to work. He himself is somewhat immortal. His creations are immortal. And he's getting better and better and better. And his goal is to create a whole new human race. And he's getting closer by the day, closer by the project, closer by the experiment. And we have the original monster basically trying to stop him down with modern day detectives, modern day means. That's Adam Goldberg, that's Parker Posey. Along the way, we have Marcus Nispel. This dude, okay, he directed a crap load of movies. Crap load of music videos. His DP, Daniel Pearl. They've collaborated so many times. Marcus Nispel, 2003, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Awesome. Visually amazing. 2004, Frankenstein. Visually awesome. 2007, Pathfinder. This movie's been on my radar for a while. It is a bucket list movie. I haven't seen it. 2009, I said this, I'm pretty sure I said this a year ago, Friday the 13th. His update on Friday is, number one, the best shot, the best looking Friday ever. The best Jason Voorhees has ever looked on camera. It's a reboot that is amazing, but yet the internet doesn't like it. 2011, I believe this was the movie that broke him. We have the Conan the Barbarian update. And I remember being very disappointed, even visually, with this movie. I don't know why. It never landed. I've tried watching it more than once. I've tried coming to it with a different approach. It just never works. And then 2015, Exter, I haven't seen. And that's it. I don't know. Did he retire? He must have retired. Marcus Nispel is just gone. He's gone. And it's so sad because his movies are amazing. I love visually his movies. I can just stare at them all day, especially Friday the 13th. Texas Chainsaw is right there. So there was immediate interest. And then along the way, in the opening credits, we have executive produced by Martin Scroseses. So it's like, what is happening with this movie? I never even saw, never even heard of. And that's the idea. This is a part of why I love the 31 Days of Dread. This is why you should love it too. We're exploring all of these things together. Some of them we're exploring almost real time. We're sharing it. And people, this movie, it's available on Amazon Prime. If you want a great example of how to move a franchise, technically we can call Frankenstein a franchise. If you want to see what you can do with it, how you can move it forward, how you can bring it into the modern day, what some of these requirements are, it might shed some light. It might make you look towards the J.J. Abrams Star Trek in a different light. It's going to make you look at Star Wars, Force Awakens into a different light. Why? Because we have to take different approaches. We have to try and sexify and update these ideas and these concepts. And it is perfectly okay if we tread old water. But here's the thing. This Frankenstein, by the end of the story, right? By the time we roll the credits, we're in a different place. And we understand what the next moves are. It's a complete success as of a story. Now, along the way, we have these restrictions, we have these constraints of the format. But I would say made-for-TV movies, this is one of the better ones. Michael Madsen plays this serial killer, and he's freaking scary. He's scary, tying people up, ripping out organs, tying people to toilet bowls, running around with razor blades. It's crazy. And along the way, we have an absolute exploration and divergence of Frankenstein, meaning the crazy person, the monster in Frankenstein is the doctor, not the monster. I love that take. And I don't want to take away from I, Frankenstein, because I freaking love that one too. I, Frankenstein would be number 2, as of just, hey, what do we do with an update? And like both of these. This and I, Frankenstein needed sequels. They needed updates. They needed these threads had to been explored. And that's watching this. You see the potential. You get upset that it was never fulfilled. It doesn't matter what the ratings were. But sometimes, as an executive, you have to make a call. You have to make a move. And that is that's it. But hey, these networks are valuable and profitable for a long time for these reasons. They know when to cut, they know when to experiment, they know when experiments are over, and that's fine too. But I really would have liked to have seen more from this. I would have liked to have seen a TV show marching towards this epic confrontation of the monster and Dr. Frankenstein with an army of Frankensteins created by the doctor. I just think that is so freaking cool. Everyone, 31 Days of Dread. Feel free to check this one out. I love you. Tomorrow, I don't care. I'm doing it. We're doing Scream 1, 2, and 3. The greatest horror trilogy of them all. Let's do this. And to continue this telethon, we're not talking about high five. There's other ways to support me. I'm a living professional. I'm a full-time freelancer. Anything you see on this, here on this podcast or see my social media, I make everything. It's all made by me. That's a part of my pitch to you. And you can purchase professional services through AKAPAD.com. That's a pipeline to me if you want to send me a message. But also while you're there, you can sign up for my newsletter. You're going to get deals. You're going to get coupons. You're going to get 2 free trading cards mailed to you free worldwide. And they're 2 Wolfpack trading cards, 2 original characters, for upcoming comic book work. And speaking of comic books, you can go to Etsy, type in Uzi Susie, and that's where you're going to find my mini comic. You can purchase existing issues and pre-order upcoming issues along with bundles if you missed any, issue 1, 2, or 3 or whatever. There, Uzi Susie is waiting for you. And keep an eye on Indiegogo. A lot of my bigger comic book projects will be available through Indiegogo. All of those updates will be here on this podcast, so if you're a regular listener, I'll let you know. We can rock and roll from there. So everyone, thank you so much, and feel free to reach out to me on social media, AKAPad69, Instagram, and Xbox. That's right, you can play Halo with me. Just straight up AKAPad on Twitter, straight up AKAPad on the Facebook. My business page is there. My personal page is there. Hey, be a personal friend of mine. I don't care. Let's talk movies. Let's talk creativity. Let's talk fun, and just who cares? Do you like, the Transformer movies? I love them. We can talk about that all night. So meet me there and we'll rock and roll. Let's get talking. We got a movie to discuss.